talk is on color. In North India, children call each other with their skin color as well. And if a friend says, oh, black boy, they say it in Hindi, I'm not using a Hindi word here. If a friend is saying, the child is okay. He is happy being called a black boy. But if a person who is not his friend says, he becomes aggressive. He tries to push him, he tries to beat. They have a quarrel. And once I heard this in the class, and I asked, why are you so happy when your friend says that you are a black boy? And why are you not happy when somebody else is saying? He's saying it for you, right? Ma'am, he is my friend. He can say anything about me. He has a right to say. I said, you don't have a right to say this. We as teachers at least have to put this point across in the class. There are a lot of kids in my class who want to fit in the class. You understand what fit in means? There are a lot of students who are not my friends, okay? But if I do this, they will become my friends. Whether it is good, whether it is not good, whether this language is abusive, whether it is not abusive, whether it is something which is demeaning. But if I say, they will become my friends. This is the influence that children have on each other these days. I have a kid in my class who continuously do mischievous things. Continuously. There is no limit to his mischief. You don't believe, very first day when I got that class, again, within the class I got tears. I was not able to manage that child. What does the child do? All of a sudden, stands up and starts dancing. He just stands up and starts dancing. He goes around in the class on teacher's chair. We have these kind of chairs. He sits on that chair, he keeps moving all through the class. Entire class is distracted. What is the motto of a child? Ma'am, I feel happy when I do this. I want to see the teachers get irritated of me. What are you gaining out of it? I said, okay, you want to see me irritated and shout at you and all your 50 minutes class goes for a waste? Tell me what is the outcome? What are you learning? The child did not say anything. Well, it's just that I feel internally happy doing this. That's it. And I went to the other teachers who was teaching the same section because I want to introspect myself whether the cause is because of me, he is behaving, or is it his own behavior? You know, it happens, no? Sometimes if I don't like a particular class, I try to distract the class. If I like a class, nobody will distract a PE class. Is there any child who says that I don't want to go to PE? Nobody will say. Everybody wants to go and play. PE teachers are the blessed teachers because they come out and they'll play. Nobody is distracting. But in my class, a child is distracting. I wanted to understand what has happened. I asked the rest of the teachers. They say, ma'am, it's the same behavior. That means there is a problem with the child's behavior, not about a class. And when we asked the child, we have a separate department, counseling department in our school. And there are 7 counselors. There are three sections allotted to each counselor. So we have these kids who are sent to the counselors to have a conversation. So I sent this kid to the counselor. Very next day, father wrote a 3-page email quoting my name. This particular teacher, by name Hemamalini, biology teacher of the class, has sent my child to a counselor. How dare she sends my child? My child is absolutely fine. Look at the parents' audacity. They don't want to accept that the child is somebody who is not behaving well in the class. I said, it's okay. I didn't react to the email. I said, sir, can we have a PTM? Let's have a PTM, have an open conversation. You should have at least talk to your kid what has happened. It's fine. We had a conversation. Child was sitting as if he is the most diligent boy of the class. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I will listen to you, ma'am. His tone completely changed. Father, look at him, ma'am. How is he? Such a nice behavior of my child. I did one thing. Sir, I'll take permission. Okay? I spoke only to the father. I asked the child to go back to the class. I said, sir, for 2 days, you will enter the classroom without telling your child. You will enter suddenly in your class and see what your child is doing. He said, ma'am, I need not come. I know my child very well. I said, sir, listen to me at least for a minute. Just for 2 days, come to the class where your child is sitting and see his behavior. I took permission, though it was very difficult for me to take a permission to enter. Parent has to enter a classroom, right? But this child was very heavy on all teachers, very, very heavy. So parent all of a sudden entered. At that particular spot, the child was singing in the class. And singing also not a good tone. At least you have a good tone, you will listen, you have a good ear. He was just distracting the class. Father was zapped. Then he called me separately. He said, ma'am, I'm sorry. I said, sir, why you are feeling sorry about what you have done? It's okay. You trust your child. It's pretty natural. Very well, I accept my child is not good. My child is always good for me as a parent. But if somebody has sent to a counselor, it doesn't mean the child is mentally unfit. Whenever a counseling comes, parents feel that my child has a mental problem. No. Counseling is not about having some mental or problem. It's a behavioral issue. Behavioral issue is nothing psychological. We as teachers are already counselors. I think many of you might have been a counselor at one point of the time or other. You know, there are few kids in your class who want to only speak to you. They want to have an open heart conversations. Yes or no? Everybody will not speak. But there are one or kids in the class who want to only talk to you. They don't want to talk to their parents also. But somewhere that connection is happening. So, when I talk about AI tools and when I talk about the resources, you can see the resources over here, everything is fine. But have your pep talks inside the class. Always don't run behind completion of syllabus. I'm sorry, teachers. This is the major problem for everybody to complete the syllabus. Right? I know why myself, I'm going beyond what I was wanting to say. I'm going with examples. Same happens in my class. When I start something, I have to complete this portion. I go somewhere and start with stories about what is that, and my syllabus is always behind. But we all also know the techniques of arranging our classes and completing the syllabus. Syllabus too, we always complete. Hook or crook. We always cry, my syllabus won't get over, I'm wasting my time. But still we complete our syllabus. But keep your priorities. For the child, getting marks is not a priority. Children will get marks. Even without you, they will get marks. Take it in return from me. Children have so many resources to study, so many things. What they need is direction, correct direction, where they have to reach. You are a 100 percentile child and you go to an interview, you sit in a way which is demeaning for an interviewer, the person will get lost from your gate is there. What is important are not marks. What is important is behavior. You might be a I think it must be your experience also that a child who was a 30 percentile or a 40 percentile child comes back to you. Ma'am, do you remember me? I was the naughtiest child in your class 5 years back. Do you remember? They remember us. 100% child will not remember you. This is the fact and a hard fact, and I feel very sad about it. That these children will never come back to you. The children whom we tried to change, we were behind their lives all the time. They will come back to you. They show the gratitude. And I think that is the greatest Nobel Prize for a teacher, more than anything else. Right? So, whatever you do in the class, teachers, you do hundreds of things in the class. What is important is make them an individual. Somebody whose behavior is perfect, not their marks. Marks will come on its own. You need not tell, they know it. If they know the behavior, if they know the discipline, they'll do it by themselves. Na? Should we be behind? Come, I'll take the remedial for you. I'll take a remedial class. No need to ask. Child will come to you. Ma'am, can you please explain this? So, what is important for us, when you look at a future-ready classroom, teacher talk less, student work more. It will be chaotic. It will not be pin drop silence. But you see every child engaged in the class. The only task that you have is to observe. What is wrong? What is right? Who is not doing the work? Who is doing the work? See, when I say that I am teaching, you keep writing. I am here, I am also doing work. I am asking my children also doing work. Where am I observing them? Am I observing? No. I am only writing here. I am expecting that everybody is writing. Don't do it. You give a task to them. You say, do this task. You have your resource. I am showing a video. Write down the pointers. I am coming around. Have your discussion in the crew. Let me see how many of you have got the point. Your task is minimized. And you see everybody in the class actively engaged. Every time students don't want a lecture. Okay, today these are my targets. I am doing these targets. I am done. Let's go. They will not. We have to give some time, air time for our children to work on a task. You can, as I was talking to Kaji sir just now, that you can have one teacher resource room created with 3 to 4 laptops or desktops provided. You create your resources as a team, use it across the classes, minimize your work, maximize student engagement. I am telling you, even 1% of it if you do, it will work. It works really well. Okay, so let's try. These are some of the, how many of you have used any one of them? Any of these websites have you used in your classes? Anyone? Any one of them? Kahoot? Have you used Kahoot.com? Most engaging website. Sir, Amir sir, there is one. I've opened the tab. Just see. I'll show the tab. Kahoot tab. You can write the resources if you want, or you can take a screenshot also. Right puzzle. No, I had many more. No? I have opened so many other tabs.
Yeah, you have this one. If you go and do this second, we can display this. Yeah, okay, I'll display.
I can write something here,
Yes, if you want.
or I can use this one.
As a floating motion,
I have to use it. whichever, I don't know how to do this.
I can work it out.
Okay, just, you can tell me how to work it.
Yeah,
Okay, so Kahoot.com is something where you can create your own Kahoots. Kahoots are like quizzes. You did the quizzes, no, in the class. You make your class into groups and you ask some questions and you have the quizzes. Here what we do is, we take them to a IT lab. Whenever we want to do a Kahoot quiz, we have an IT lab with around 30 desktops there. So here when I create a quiz, they give a code. After creating a quiz, they create a code. That code I will share with my class. When they enter, all of them will be a part of this quiz. Now, whenever the questions come, they have 10 seconds to answer the question through their desktops. So whenever they keep answering, there is a scoreboard that comes in. Whoever has answered first will get the highest marks. Those who have answered second will get a little lesser mark, like that. So they actively play in the class. And they see the scoreboard, how many each one of them have got. So this is where you have every child being a part of the quiz, and every child must answer the question. And 15 minutes, 40 students are assessed. Just 15 minutes, 40 students of your class will be assessed. You can create Kahoot quiz with your own questions, or you can ask AI to create a questionnaire. AI creates Kahoot quiz of 25 questions in 5 seconds. You as a teacher have to re-evaluate the questions, whether they are relevant or not. AI takes so many things into consideration, So just spend 5 minutes. If you feel that this question is not relevant, you can change. And children actively answers. Suppose you don't have so many desktops for the children. You have your laptop or your TV or whatever monitor is there. You have a pen drive. Take your Kahoot quiz in a pen drive, attach to the pen drive, and keep putting the questions. Children actively, entire class will raise their answer. You can have an active engagement in the classroom, and you get satisfied that my class has gone really well today. And there, you don't have disengagement. Every child will want to answer to get that scoreboard, So here I can add my students to a spin wheel. You have been using spin wheel in your class? Spin wheel. I add to the spin wheel. Wherever the spin stops, I'll ask the question to that child, right? So Kahoot can be used for that also. Kahoot can create lesson plans just like AI. Only thing is, you require to put the curriculum. Which curriculum are you? Because you are in a Tamil Nadu state curriculum, you will write state curriculum. For us, it's a CBSE, I write CBSE curriculum. If I write IP curriculum, I get an international program curriculum. If I write IGCSE, I'll get an IGCSE international again curriculum, or IB, baccalaureate curriculum. As per the curriculum, lesson plans are created in seconds for you. Yes, ma'am. That's creating the lesson plans?
Yes, ma'am. We create the lesson plan, mind maps, and also quiz. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have been using Notebook AI, so that's something. Kahoot is where children feel happy too, because they will be getting the medals over there. Those who are a top scorer will get a gold medal, bronze medal, silver medals. So they feel happy. And what we do is, we take a printout out the scoreboard, we keep it in the class to show that for this lesson, this girl or a boy has topped the class. So kind of a motivation for a child, nothing else. So next time the other child wants to get more marks. And so this is one thing I wanted to show, but it's okay. I think they can access by their own. That's it, but I just wanted to show how it is. We can change back to the PPT. That's fine, sir. Let's explain, because we don't have much time. You have Edpuzzle also, you can show that. Edpuzzle. You've just focused, no?
Which one, ma'am? This one, Edpuzzle.
Yeah. You can start one of these video part wala kuch bhi. Acha, I can do it here myself. becoming too difficult for me. Which one I'm clicking, I don't know.
You tell me, I'll do it.
Do it for something, heart or circulatory system. Heart, do it for the heart.
Hard one, right?
ये something screen only आ रहा है इसके वजह से.
Circulatory system, right?
कोई भी कर लो सर, कुछ
हाँ,
भी.
अच्छा.
Is it running?
Service.
I just want to show something on Edpuzzle. It's going slow. There's an advertisement after that. You can skip that and okay, so just a second. Don't switch it on. This is the video on heart or circuit, whichever they have put in. Are you able to see some timers here? Right? You can see the timers, 32 seconds, I'm not able to see exactly. 22 seconds, then 1 minute 28 seconds. Why have they given this? Exactly after 22 seconds of the video, automatically there are 5 quiz questions that come in. Okay? So you can stop the video, start assessing the child. This one, we can have it. If you want to skip, you can skip also. Sometimes the questions are so easy. I said, no, I don't want to ask this question. I will skip and then I can go ahead with the video. The videos here are of very good quality, highly, what we can say, the explanation is very good, simple language, child will understand very well. And you have your authentic assessments put up. You have it for all the subjects. Physics, maths, chemistry, biology, for everything. You need to just enroll for free. There is no payment, nothing. You just have to log in through your email ID. All resources are available within the class. First of all, what I do in my class, I don't start teaching circulatory system. I will only say whatever previous knowledge you have, we'll have few questions. Then I directly show them the video. They have to see the video, keep noting the points. Intermittently, wherever I stop, I ask a question, child will answer. So, before I actually teach a concept, 50% the child knows it already. So, my life has become easier because they know that when I'm playing the video, they're again assessed on the questions. It may not be all 40 kids I'm assessing, but still, every time I keep a tab. Okay, for this concept, I have asked these 15 students. Next concept, I'll ask next 15 students of my class. So in that way, I'm able to cover up all my students without an extra assessment being created by me and then getting a printout of it, then spending some time on it. Nothing. Questions are excellent. From Edpuzzle, questions are really excellent. You can explore. Many more websites are there. For whatever felt easier for me, I used it. So wherever the numbering there, you can stop. You have multiple choice questions. There you can get an assessment is done. We can move, sir. Go back to the PPT. No. I think you can explore by yourself. Okay, I'm not showing. Because we have 2 more videos to show. Full screen. Is my pace okay or should I slow down still? Thank you. Okay. So some of the uses of this website I've written. Edpuzzle. You can also make your own video on Edpuzzle. At home, I am creating my own video. I'm inserting my PPTs. I can upload on Edpuzzle. I can send it to my children to watch. I'm on a holiday for 3 days. Okay, I'm going on a vacation. My class has to be covered. I said, okay, I create my own lesson. I send it to my students. They will do. the entire concept. I give one worksheet for them to complete when in my absence, and my work is done. When I come back, I'll ask how much is being done. I summarize whatever they have done. I mean, for me, these have really made my life much easier. And you can explore. I'm not saying you straight away start using it. You explore. And teacher toolbox, this is specifically about biology, so I don't want to go ahead with that. Twig videos. This is twig.com. Beautiful videos again. These are only for the videos, no assessments, no lesson plans, just for the videos. Here also, free, no need to pay anything. With your email IDs, you can log in, show it to your kids. Kahoot is very famous, just now I said, very famous website, but most of the students, they also create. Sometimes what I do, creating questions is very difficult. What I do is, in my class, one day I spent asking children to create questions. They should have one question which is understanding type, one question application type, one question which is analysis and evaluative type. And I'll say, you are going to ask the other crew members these questions. So these questions have to be really tough. Now there is a competition. They create such a beautiful question bank, which I think as a teacher I cannot create. It's a wonderful activity, I think. Please, once you work it in the class. Sometimes I also do this. I ask 15 students to create 15 questions. Other 15 students, other 15 questions. They exchange and they do it in the class. I evaluate. Okay, very simple. Why should I put my brain? Children have a lot of brains. And when they do this, they really create such difficult questions that I have to think twice to answer that question. Such a brilliant brains our children have. We just have to sharpen it. I say, today is your day, children. Create questions. Create a question bank. We never know, the same questions may come in your half yearlies. They will be double enthusiastic to do because they may get these questions in half yearlies. And I am done with my assessment. These are very simple things. We always think that I as a teacher only has to create questions. Nobody else can do. We all have this mindset, right? When it comes to assessment, questions is always by a teacher, answering is always by a student. But it is wrong. Students create wonderful questions, which as a teacher we were not able to create. Their brains work so well because they're exposed to such a kind of an environment where they read much more. When I teach them about genetic disorders, they come up with such kind of genetic disorders in my life I have not heard. I said, "Beta, where have you read this?" "Ma'am, I read this at this specific website. Can you please explain how is it possible?" There's a disease called as prosopagnosia. Has anybody heard of this? I never heard of this. Child came up asking that, "Can I do a project on prosopagnosia?" I said, "What is this?" "Ma'am, you are a bio teacher. You don't know what is prosopagnosia?" I said, "No." This is a disease where a person cannot recognize their own face when they say in the mirror. That's a genetic disorder. And for the very first time I heard about this. I said, "What is?" "Ma'am, there are so many diseases. You don't know?" I said, "No." They create questions, teachers. You can create a question bank with them. Collate. Wonderful questions. And engagement comes in. Ultimately, we want our children to be engaged. They will put in their 110% effort, create such questions that ma'am appreciates them for the questions they have created. And your work is done. You need not create an essay. Our essays are sometimes, I feel that my own essay is so very bad essays I have created. Very simple questions. Maybe that is simple for me. But what I'm trying to say is, use these resources. One student has created 5 Kahoot quizzes in my class. What I do, every month I rotate a child. Okay, this month, 3 quizzes you will create. In the next 3 months, you will create. Like that, what we'll do, the child feels enthusiastic to create those quizzes for the others to answer. And the child will come and proudly showcase it. Okay, I'm putting the questions now. You answer. You know, that is where I feel most of the inclusive kids, SEN kids, they will feel very proud of. A child, one student of my class, SEN student, he has created a quiz, such a beautiful, I'm not saying he has created a very difficult question, but he created questions of some value. And the child is shy, the child won't come and ask everybody to answer. He was sitting, he said, ma'am, don't tell that I have created the questions in the class. I don't want anybody to look at me. So I said, everybody answered, and I just asked, how many of you feel that these questions are really very good? Ma'am, they are good questions, children said. I said, do you know who created these questions? He said, no. Then I told this boy, the specific boy has created, and I think we all have to give a round of applause to that child. You know, the day he got that applause from other student of the class, literally had tears in his eyes. Okay, ma'am, can I also create the questions like this? But he was underestimating his own self. This is the only reason teachers are there. Teachers are not there for teaching. I don't follow lesson plans for the first place. Because authorities want a lesson plan, I create one and give. But I don't follow. Because for me, following a same lesson plan for 5 different sections, the same lesson plan has no value. In one class, it works. In the other class, it won't work. We all are very different, right? When you spoke to each other, you came to know, okay, this person is like this. I'm a different person. You are a different person. How can you have the same assessment for 2 different people with 2 different mindsets? Create lessons. Give freedom to the children to create those assessments. If a child wants to only draw and represent the answer, allow a child to do. Don't say, you may say, okay, ma'am, grade 10th and 12th is board exams. How can they do whatever they want? It's okay. You any which ways are giving half yearlies and final exams to write, right? In the classes also, don't keep insisting them to keep writing the paragraphs only all the time. They will not write. That's the reason why we have children who are below average, we have children who are average, and we are not able to push them to the higher level. Because we want them to only write every time. You write this answer, you this word, you write in pointers, I want 5 pointers, I want 10 pointers for this answer. Why? What is important for us? Initially, if a child understands the concept, in whatever way the child wants, let it be. We call this as UDL, Universal Design for Learning. Lesson is the same, concept is the same, mode of teaching is also the same. But the kind of assessment I do is different. Assessment is same, but the way the child represents is different. Where am I differing? Just the kind the child is representing, that's it. Rest I'm keeping it the same. So let's do it as a UDL. We use so many resources, whichever you want you use, and you have hundreds and hundreds of websites. Whichever is easier for you, you can go ahead with this. This one is TEDx. TEDx videos, intermittently you can show very motivating videos we have. Okay. This is again for biology, critical thinking. Then we'll come to non-negotiables. I will not be able to give much time to you. Every one of you have A4 sheets on your table, A4 or A3. A3 sheets on your table. This is the A3 sheets, multicolor sheets, yes. You all can sit together and you can create some non-negotiables. What are non-negotiables? Something which I want my class not to deviate from it at all at any circumstances. If I say that you should not bully a child, you should not bully a child, be you are a teacher or you are a student, you are a friend, you are not a friend. Right? So they are the non-negotiables. In our school, non-negotiables are strict.